Welcome to Audrey's Southern Cooking. My name is Nita. If you haven't been to my channel before, welcome! I'm so excited that you came by. If you've been here many times before, or if you've just been here once before, welcome back! So today, it's gonna be stormy, and you can kind of see out the window. It's kind of dark out, and it's already fairly late in the morning. So, my plan was to make some baked beans on the Pit Boss smoker. Oh, that would have been so good. But because I don't have a covered area out back, I cannot smoke it today, and I'm so sorry. But we are still going to bake the baked beans, and I'm just going to tell you how you can do it on the smoker. So you can do it either way, in your oven or in the smoker, which would have been so good. I've been looking forward to this all week, and then it's gonna storm all weekend and all next week. So we are gonna just do it in the oven. So let's see what we gotta have today. All right, here's our ingredients. We have bacon, onion, and bell pepper. We're gonna chop these up. The bacon we're gonna chop up, we're gonna fry it in a skillet, which I have, and you're gonna do that either for the smoker or for the oven. So we're gonna start out the same. You're gonna chop up your bell pepper and your onion, and once your bacon is done, you're gonna take out the bacon and pour out all but 2 tablespoons of the bacon grease, and you're gonna saute the onion and the bell pepper in that until the onion is translucent and the bell pepper is tender. Then we have ketchup, and we're gonna use pork and beans. Now you can use dried beans and then soak them, but that's a little bit different recipe because they have to add more ingredients. So for today's recipe, we're just gonna use pork and beans. And then we have ground mustard. I have garlic powder, onion powder, black pepper, and salt. All right, so let's get started. All right, my bacon's on. I am going to chop up my onion and my bell pepper. Got my tea. You know, we always have sweet tea in our videos, so make sure that you watch the sweet tea video. I'll try to link it in the description below. And then we're going to have sweet tea every video. Now, sometimes I'll switch it up and I might have lemonade, or I may add lemonade to my tea. But today I just have plain sweet tea. Okay, so let's start chopping these onions and bell pepper. Just an FYI, when chopping an onion, this little furry end with the roots on it, don't cut that off. Just cut the other end and chop it, because that helps hold that milk in. It's not gonna stop it, but it will help, and it won't burn your eyes, and you won't be crying as much while you're chopping onions. Just a little FYI. Welcome back to the counter. All right, so I've got my bacon fried. I've got my onions and bell peppers sauteed and they're tender. And we've got our beans in our pan. So let's mix it all together and get it ready to go in the oven. I'm so excited. All right, here comes the good part. Are y'all ready? I'm so excited. So here's my bacon. Ooh, it looks so good. I have to test to make sure it's good. All right, so I'm pouring that in here. Get a spoon. And here is my bell pepper and onion after it was sauteed in the bacon grease. And you're just gonna put all this in there together. You just mix it up and then it's gonna be ready. Like I said, we would go on the pit boss, but unfortunately, it's lightened up a little bit, but I'm afraid as soon as I get the grill ready or the smoker ready, it will start pouring down rain. And I don't have a cover out there, so I have to, my grill is covered today. All right, I'm just kind of mixing this in. Now we're gonna put our seasoning. A cup of ketchup. And you can use tomato sauce if you'd rather. That's fine. All right. And then we're gonna have 2 tablespoons of the ground mustard. I just do a little heaping. You season it. If you want a lot, you put a lot. If you want less, you put less. That's how we roll on this. We're just gonna show you the ingredients and you go with it from there. Tablespoon of black pepper. I am not a huge black pepper fan, so I'm gonna go with a half of a tablespoon. Whoops, wrong end. Let's see if we can figure this out here. How do we open this up? There we go. All right, and then we've got a half a tablespoon of salt. Whoops, that half a tablespoon is not gonna fit in there, so we're going to pour it in. So what I'm gonna do is put some of this back. Got a little happy with this pour in there. And we've got a half a tablespoon of garlic powder, and then we're gonna use a half a tablespoon of onion powder, both. So let's get these in here. You know I like my garlic, so I'm gonna go with just a tad bit more. Shh, don't tell anybody. It is so humid down here in Mississippi that my onion powder has now kind of stuck. And now we're just gonna mix it up. And like I said, this would go on the Pit Boss pellet smoker that I have. It's not sunny, but I can see some shadows outside. This looks really good too, look at that. Ooh. Just trying to get all up in these, and I had an aluminum pan set out and ready to go just in case, and we're just going to go ahead and cook it in this aluminum pan. But if it's sunny where you are right now, you get your smoker at 350 degrees and let that get hot. When it gets to temperature, you're going to put this in there for an hour. I've already got my oven. Oh, there's my little timer telling me my oven's up to temperature. Look at this. I want to show you how pretty that looks. Let me get that spoon over here. Look at that. Oh my God, that smells delicious. All right, I'm gonna put this in the oven for an hour at 350, and then we're gonna come back. Now this does say to cover this, to put on the smoker, to cover this with aluminum foil. I'm going to, let me cover this real quick. All right, welcome back to the counter. I took it out of the oven and we are gonna taste it. Are you excited? I'm excited. All right, let's see what we got. All right, here we go. Ooh, look at all that steam coming out. Ooh, look at that. I'm gonna bring you in for a close-up here in just a minute. I'm gonna stir it up just a little bit. Let me taste it. Got my little trusty fork. Oh, it's hot. It's really good. You can taste all the flavors. Got the bacon in there, which you know I like me some bacon. I can taste the garlic. All right, so let's get you a close-up view and then we'll do a review. All right, here's that close-up. Look at that. Let's see if we can... Oh, look, it fogged it up because it's smoking. All right. Now, I think it would have been a whole lot tastier. Tasted a whole lot different if it'd been on the smoker like it should have been. But like I said, it's still cloudy and you got a little bit of sun trying to peep out, but then it'll get really dark. All right, welcome back. So how'd you like that close-up? Oh, that was gorgeous, I'm not gonna lie. And like I said, it does taste really good. I mean, it is really, really good. But I think that smoker would have added that little bit of smoke flavor. That would have been pure heavenly to me. But it's still quite delicious. And it's not gonna stop me from eating it. Look at that. Oh, wait a minute, I didn't get any bacon or onions. Oops. Well, look at that bacon. Oh, look at that. That looks so good. I'm gonna try it again. It's still really, really hot. Sorry for my nasty looking napkin. I'm trying to taste all the different things. I'm thinking it's the bean, the sauce that was in the canned beans. Maybe with that bacon, it's got a little bit of a, it tastes similar to me, a little bit of like molasses. You know what would have been really good? A little bit of molasses in there. Oh, that would have been delicious. When I was a kid, I remember we went, I don't know, I must have been like 5. It seemed to me like, it seemed to me like we drove and drove and drove and drove and drove back in the woods, way back in the woods, to where we came up on. And my first thought was, this is a still site. Like somebody was making some shine. But what he was doing, I'm not saying he didn't make shine. I don't know. I didn't see any shine. But he was making actually molasses. And I remember a mule walking ahead, he had him tied to a stick, and it was just, not a stick, but like a tree limb, and it was turning. And he just walked around and around and around and around and around. And then he was taking sugar cane and putting it in some type of machine. Now remember, this was 100 years ago because I'm old, so I don't remember all of it. And I remember getting some molasses from him. And I remember him wearing some coveralls, some overalls, not coveralls, sorry. But I for the life of me can't picture his face. I remember some white hair. Like I said, I can't verify there wasn't no shine there. But I swear, it was a steal there. But I don't think he was making shine. He was making at that particular time, he was just making some molasses. So, back to what we're doing here. It's just, I tell you, I come up with these stories as I go through, memories come in my head. So you never know what you're gonna get from me. So our recipe for this will be in the bottom in the description. Also, there'll be some links in there. I would really, really appreciate it if you could help support my channel. I have a Venmo, Venmo. It's an app that you can, if you want to make a donation to help with supplies. Also, I'll have a PayPal me link that you can go ahead and PayPal if you'd rather do that. My email will be in there if you want to email me something. I'm also going to have a link down there for some books. I have one is a gratitude book. So daily you can write down what you're grateful for. And I find that very helpful for me. Kind of keeps you grounded and knowing what your goals are and what you want to do in life because of things that you're grateful for. And the people. Oh, I'm so grateful for so many people, especially my sister. She knows. Also, there'll be a recipe book in there. It's no recipes in it, but it is where you can write down recipes, which I wish I'd had that more for when my mom was alive and I could have written down the recipes in that book or in a book like that. We just wrote them on cards, like little index cards. Lord have mercy. And they get stuff spilt on them, which I'm sure this cookbook will too. But go ahead and purchase that. It's like $10. Get that. That way you can watch these videos and you can write those recipes down. You can keep up with them. All right. Well, thank you so much for all your support. If you have any comments, let me know if you like this recipe, you tried it. Let me know what's going on with it. If you didn't like it, tell me if you put a little sugar in it, because you can put a little sugar in it if you want. I'm trying to stay away from the sugar on some of these recipes. I've had a lot of people tell me that they didn't like the recipe with sugar in it, or they didn't want to put sugar in it. And that's fine. If you don't want to put like 2 tablespoons of sugar in something, don't. It's really fine. It's not going to change a lot of the flavors. And it just makes things maybe a tad bit sweeter. If you don't want sugar, don't put it in there. It's fine. If you want to put a little sugar in some of the recipes that call for it, then you go ahead and do that. All right. So if you have any comments, let me know, because those are helpful to me. And it helps me grow as a channel. It helps me grow and help you bring the things that you want to see. Well, if you enjoyed your video, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. And go ahead and like it. Click that like button so everybody knows that it's a good video. And don't forget to hit that notification bell. And that also helps let you know when some new videos are coming out. We're going to start smoking when the rain stops. As you can see, it looks like the sun's kind of shining now. But we're going to start smoking when the rain quits. Here in Mississippi, it's hot and humid and rainy. Well, thank y'all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. And I'll see y'all in the next video.